the battle of the 6-letter AE names. So let me take a look at the stats for these racers here. So we've got Staekk, who has been consistently in Crystal tier throughout the tournament with a record of 6-9, average win time of 9:35, and a best win of 7:47 compared to Echaen, with a record of 8-7, started off in Obsidian and promptly promoted to Crystal. Average win of 10:49 and best win of 8:25. So the numbers, pretty heavily favorable towards Staekk, with both a better average and best win times. Now, we'll see how it pans out. For the moment, it looks like Staekk is going to be taking the early lead here. Some really aggressive bomb play against the Red Dragon, lots of bombs in the early portions of the seed. Echaen doing a little bit of extra exploration, coming out with a holster, which could work out really nicely with this blood shop here. I imagine we'll likely take the glass cat that Staekk took as well, but probably, you know, we'll be able to. Okay, looks like he's gonna go for the kill here. Gonna check for that super secret shop, see if it's any good back there. And it's heavy glass, which is really nice with that glass cat. And on top of that, he gets to holster his dagger, actually not going to holster his dagger for throw strats, just going to be taking the titanium longsword with. Kind of disagree with that. I think with that heavy glass, you're kind of depending on just surviving with the cat all the way through this run. So the longsword probably not going to see any use here, but the dagger could see use against, say, Coral Rift, or Deep Blues even. But here we go, clean Fortissimo fight. Probably gonna be grabbing this freeze spell that Staekk got. And be looking to push it up against Staekk here. Yeah, not even gonna check the black chest. There's absolutely nothing I could have that he would want. I think wanting his Leprechaun, but kind of struggling with this Armadillo here. Getting the Lucky Charm. Going to be going down to 2-2, as Staekk is looking to reach his second zone boss, although finds the crate room, picks up a Ring of Becoming in the process. Probably doesn't want that, if I had to guess. And Echaen coming down to 2-3 as Staekk goes into Coral Rift. A bit of a spooky situation in that dragon there, but handling it pretty nicely and going to be moving on. Starting Coral Rift just as Staekk leaves it. Has that same freeze fire build, so could really easily just freeze the fight and move on from there. If he's screen watching, you'll see that ring of gold and probably go for something else. Yeah, gonna check red, get a rat familiar, putting the rat below, and gonna be moving on there. Pretty consistent one floor difference for the moment. Shrine of Peace there, going to be providing both the racers with the Ring of Peace. Which is very good for Staekk, who is still on the Ring of Becoming. And it's 3-3 and 3-3. Staekk trying to make an aggressive push for the exit here. Kind of struggling for it though, and gonna go for the trapdoor instead. Echaen having problems with this double Yeti setup, just gonna wisely freeze it and run for the exit. And oh no, Staekk breaking his glass cat. This is Echaen's opportunity here. He still has that glass cat, even still has a full set of heavy glass armor. Oh, okay, Condage's Curse. Looks like he's just gonna mash down the conga lines here. Could save a little time with some fireballs or swapping to the longsword, but gonna clean up there, and Staekk is gonna be praying for a good weapon on these chests. Well, Echaen is just gonna pass them up all together. Confident that he has everything he needs to win this race. Oh, and Staekk, oh no, getting the old mint floss, the glass whip. Definitely not the weapon you want to be seeing when you're desperate for a strong catch-up. King getting stuck on these bad trap rooms. Gonna have to bomb through. Could have blood drummed instead to dig through the wall, but either way works. So we're probably going to be seeing Staekk doing some shopping to try and make his build a little bit more usable, because Glass Whip is not going to keep pace with the Glass Cat, that is for sure. And I mean, besides that, even Echaen still having a stronger build overall, I think. The Lucky Charm really helpful in Zone 4, gonna protect against those Black Bats. Really nice use of the Freeze spell there to deal with that tough situation. And yeah, Echaen launching ahead here, just gonna aggressively Blood Drum through this wall. Breaking part of his glass armor though, so it needs to be careful. It's down to one more hit. And Staekk has broken his Glass Whip, is trying to get back to it. Gets back to the shard, so still alive and in this race, but just kind of limping through here. As Echaen powers through Zone 4 with little difficulty and is on deep blues now. Just gonna Blood Freeze here for a quick kill. And going to keep on pushing. Still absolutely confident that he doesn't need anything here, but ooh, there goes the last hit of Heavy Glass. That nasty Gorgon petrification. The Rat Familiar actually working against him there and breaking the skull open, making it attack him a beat earlier than it would have otherwise. Staekk desperately trying to make this fight work. Kind of needlessly hitting the king out of the corner there. Going for the fireball, but again, not really saving any time in the long run because he's having to go for the full clear of this board anyway. Gonna finally get out and hope for a better weapon here. Glass Axe, very powerful, and that's Echaen just broke his Glass Cat, so isn't gonna be going quite as fast as he has been up to this point. But he does still have that titanium longsword that he picked up in the holster a long time ago. Oh, getting himself Electro Orb though, so this is actually now. This is looking really good for Staekk. Echaen is now in a very precarious position. Spending a little more time than he really should be in that transmog as well. So gonna have to do this Deadringer flawlessly, and the rest of the game for that matter. Pretty easy right side spawn though. Just gonna clean that up nice and easy. Probably gonna be looking in red or purple for some health. Nazar Charm does absolutely nothing here. And now Staekk is pushing up here on Deadringer as Echaen is starting the Necrodancer. Echaen not going to be able to tank any bombs here, just going to have to keep moving forward and backing off. Oh, Staekk's Deadringer though, way off the rails. Deadringer kind of zooming along back and forth horizontally there. Staekk finally cleaning it up, even getting the flawless, but you know, obviously doesn't need anything and has to push here. Echaen kind of struggling with these lures. Gonna get the one, no, 2 hits to go. One more hit, and Echaen's gonna win this. And there it is, the last hit. Echaen a little bit shaky of a Necrodancer fight, but taking game 1. And I think he really owes it to taking the time to check the back of that blood shop. That heavy glass really pulling through for him. Extremely toasty indeed. Hot, spicy, toasty memes right here. So Echaen, up to a good start here. Taking a point off of Staekk, who is the Necrodancer World Cup second place finisher. Very strong start for Echaen, who, yes, coming out of here from Obsidian. So, you know, not really exactly favored to win the whole tournament, but if he's taking points off of the second place World Cup finisher, I'd say he's looking pretty good. thank you for the 26 viewer host, Crafter Links. Very much appreciated. So an early Shriner here for both the racers. Looks like Staekk is going to be going for a Shrine of Risk. Echaen also going for the Shriner Bomb. Well, bombing for the gold. And is going for Blood to get that, to secure that Blood Harp. But more importantly, the Blood Shovel, which is going to be really useful for the end game. Blood Shovel going to let you dig directly through the Necromancer stage. And not only does that eliminate the need for bombs, just a little bit of health, digging the Necromancer off the stage instead of bombing the Necromancer off the stage doesn't make him teleport. So you can get an early hit right at the start of the fight without him teleporting away after getting him off the stage. It's very useful. Echaen making good use of that harp to clear out that room a little more quickly. Getting a little bit of health regeneration back, so it's a little bit less of a precarious position. Wrong way for both of them. This is kind of a weird layout, but Echaen spending the health, though, to dig in when there's a bomb trap right next to it. That said, both of these racers going to be fighting this Blood Shopkeeper because you want both that Bomb Spell and that Glass Axe, for sure. So Echaen eating that apple before picking up the Blood Drum. Echaen may be finding a shorter way through the level here, also getting a Frost Charm for his troubles. There's the new Shrine of Uncertainty. Definitely not going to be seeing these racers take it. The Shrine of Uncertainty gives you a random weapon, but the identity of that weapon is hidden from you. It's you just see a big question mark up in your HUD. But it's pretty easy to figure out what weapon it is because every weapon has a distinct swipe animation. But it can be any weapon, and there's not a whole lot of weapons these racers would have rather than the Glass Axe they've currently got. So just going to go for a really aggressive axe kill here, just walk straight up, take the king out, and we'll probably see both racers checking the purple chest here, and it is a Ring of Peace. Very powerful ring, going to give an extra heart container, also reduce the number of enemies on every floor, and power down the mini-bosses. Very good speedrunning ring, for sure. Both racers checking this transmog. Echaen kind of waffling a bit and deciding on getting nothing. Ooh, and Staekk getting a Shovel of Strength, which is pretty handy. Gonna boost him up to a 5 damage axe, but more importantly, if he breaks that Glass Axe, he's at least gonna have a 2 damage dagger instead of the 1 damage, dagger equivalent Glass Shard. Glass Shrine on the left there. Looks like Staekk wanting to go and bomb it, get the glass armor for a little bit of safety. There actually is a trapdoor over there too, so it doesn't even cost him any time. Both racers heading straight down to Conga. Beat for beat, both of them entering the arena at the exact same time. That said, Staekk just kind of evening the odds on the build a little bit there with that glass armor, because Echaen does have that Frost Charm that Staekk missed, which is going to accomplish the same purpose of preventing 1 hit of damage and protecting that Glass Axe. Both of them checking different chests. Staekk going for the red chest and getting a War Drum, not really wanting it, and Echaen checking the purple and finding a Fireball spell, which is really nice. And oh, this is interesting. Echaen taking the new boss shrine, which is going to double the number of mini-boss spawns on every floor, but give him that electric dagger and also bombing for that strength charm. I'm not sure if that's going to pan out. Obviously he's going to have to fight 2 mini-bosses every floor now. Not a big deal with that electric dagger, because that is going to spread damage pretty easily to multiple targets. But yeah, we can see right here, ooh, getting snuck up on by that purple goblin. We can see there the Minotaur and the dragon on Echaen's side. But yeah, very risky play, because Shrine just came out earlier today, so we don't really have any sort of established meta for it. We don't know if it's don't really have play testing experience to know if it's worth that strength charm. But that said, they're still keeping it very even. Echaen actually slightly ahead. Interesting to see Echaen is not going for a throw here. He can now. There we go. Gonna throw for the kill. Staekk not checking any chests. Just gonna push on. Echaen finding the Torch of Foresight. Echaen gonna find that potion and just immediately spend it. Gonna be bombing for these Explorer Boots, much like Staekk did. Explorer Boots going to be protecting against Ooze in Zone 4. Gonna really help these racers push. Possibly a little bit of regret for immediately spending the potion on Echaen's side. Very quick ham, which he now is not going to be able to do much with. Giving up his Blood Drum for it, though, just for that little bit of extra safety. And this is, yeah, despite the completely different builds, we're seeing, oh my, the Ogre Club there. Echaen probably going to want to, oh no! The Electric Dagger zapping the Pixie! Just as I'm saying, Echaen probably wants to eat that ham. Going down to the Warlock teleport into the Pixie explosion. And now it's Staekk immediately dialing back the speed, just spending a bomb to destroy a fire trap. Oh, Echaen, excellent foresight there. Had the opportunity to attack that Warlock on a lunge, but it would have hit the exploding gargoyle next to it. Kind of stepping back and attacking from the diagonal angle to avoid hitting that exploding gargoyle and hitting himself. Man, that's such a shame. Like, Echaen was pushing so effectively with that build. Even with the double mini-bosses, he was keeping pace, even staying ahead of Staekk to an extent, but... oh, rough way to go down. So now Staekk is in a... despite the glass build, he does have that holster with the gold rapier on backup. He has 4 hearts and a quartz armor and an extra potion. Managing to keep that potion that Echaen spent immediately. And yeah, now it's Staekk's game to win here. Gonna be swapping that holstered weapon to a frost dagger. You only get 2 mini bosses during trapdoors if you've taken the shrine and have not killed either one of them yet. You can kill one of them, and then the one that you did kill will not show up in the trapdoor. Some people have done some testing on this. Staekk even swapping off to Ring of Shielding. I'm not sure if I really like that choice. I think I'd rather have the Peace, make sure Dorian doesn't get dunked by red dragons in the Necromancer fight. Alright, on to Deadringer. Imagine it's pretty likely we will see a Blood Drum hit here. And then just, with the Dagger of Frost, that Blood Drum hit is going to freeze him on the first time, so then you just have to attack him normally again. You won't even teleport because of the Frost. So yeah, definitely what Staekk was thinking when he went for that Dagger of Frost in the shop. Now he's on the Necrodancer fight. Has more than enough bombs, also has that Blood Drum that he can use to dig the Necrodancer out. Getting the big dig with that Shovel of Strength. Alright. Red Dragon spawning, a little bit scary, but not too much because the Necrodancer is already dead. And there we go, race number 2, gonna go to Staekk. Very, very close race, but Electric Dagger unfortunately tripping up Echaen. Haha. Warlocks can be a tricky business. I think, Echaen kind of getting claimed by his greed, wanting to save the ham for when his health was a little bit lower. Wow. Cyber looking to take the set against Oblivion, that's surprising. Cyber also being a promoter out of Obsidian tier. Alright, here we go. Race number 3. We'll see who comes out on top here. Tied 1-1. Both racers going to be going for this potential food shop. Not getting it. It's just a pawnbroker, but that barrel containing a bomb, so no need to reset to get the bomb back. Game refunded it right there for them. So, quick blood shop here. Not the best. Okay, not going to buy anything. Staekk just taking the War Drum. King going to go back, reconsidering, just going to go take the War Drum as well. There's that Ring of Becoming again. Saw that a little earlier today in the jeez, I'm drawing a blank. His name versus Dark Freak. An accidental Ring of Becoming pickup in that set, followed very shortly by Death to a Spirit. It's like Echaen finding a base flail, going to be mashing down this dragon really easily. Also getting his Leprechaun. Actually going to farm up a little bit of gold here. I think planning on using that, really farming out that China Chance. Both of them looking like they're going to be aiming to do this, because Staekk also really dragging out his Leprechaun. Oh, and there's a Glass Cat. So we've got Glass Cat round 2 here for these racers. Staekk slightly leading, but not by a particularly significant margin. It's about a 1 beat difference here, as they're both going to check purple and get that Ring of Shielding. Ordinarily not a super exciting ring to have, but makes you a lot more comfy in these sorts of builds. Ring is going to break the next time the player takes damage, preventing that damage, and giving them a greater shield spell, which will last 20 beats. So it does an excellent job. Oh, and speaking of which, there goes the Ring of Shielding for Echaen. Echaen, I think Echaen is gonna go for this this Shrine of Boss again. swapping to the glass axe with the strength charm. Determined to make this work. We'll see how it goes. Time he spent doing that, though, has given Staekk a 1-4 lead. I mean, it is, you know, it is working out decently. I mean, with that high damage build, you can frequently count on the fact that you'll just be able to kill, you know, to mow absolutely everything down, mini-bosses and common enemies alike. That's what Echaen's going for here. Clearing out the Death Metal Trapdoor here. Could pop the Gigantism to one-shot. Just gonna chase him down, though. And picking up Ring of Luck here, which Staekk passed up on because he already has the Ring of Shielding. They also both have the Lucky Charm, which is, I mean, the Ring of Luck is doing absolutely nothing because they have the same effect. Blue Dragon kind of way off in the corner there from the exit, kind of costing Echaen a little bit of time, which is a bit of a concern with the Shrine of bosses. Even if you can handle the enemies directly, there's a matter of where they spawn. They can spawn a little bit away from the exit, so Echaen losing some time to that. Echaen doing a little shopping here. Oh! What a shop to check! That is a perfect shop for his build. Shield spell and heavy glass. Scroll of Need even could potentially see some use. Just gonna pop the Gigantism here. And gonna be moving on to his third boss, right behind Staekk. Echaen gonna want a better ring here. Not really getting it, but going to take that anyway. It's at least doing something compared to the Ring of Luck, which is doing literally nothing. Lots of bombs here for both racers, so that's certainly not a concern. Echaen could spend the time there to get the Gluttony Charm and get a lot of hearts for it. Gonna elect to pass up on that. I think it'd be worth it. It does give you so much health that you can just spam shield for pretty much every room. But just gonna push here. And is in the same room as Staekk, so I think this Shrine decision really paying off for him in this case. Gonna be heading into the boss room here. But yeah, that axe, that 5 damage axe just doing so much work, just not even giving that double mini-boss a chance to really give him any grief. Gonna watch the Pixie this time around, there we go. And yeah, Staekk way behind here, just getting into 4-3 as Echaen is looking to close his out. Little scary there, and there we go. Cleaning up the mini-bosses and the sarcophagus, and gonna be down to his 4th boss, which is gonna be Deep Blues. He's got that 5 damage axe. He can pretty easily just walk up and one-shot the king, and I don't think he's gonna check. Okay, no, I think he knows he has the lead. Oh, especially since Staekk just broke his glass. So gonna be checking purple. Finds a fireball spell. Could potentially be useful. And now Staekk's gonna be having to do this fight with a dagger. Thankfully, he has that wrist charm and low health, so he is going to be one-shotting all the pieces. I don't believe he would be able to pop Gigantism to one-shot the king. I believe that would just double the base weapon damage of 1. He's going to bomb the king here, though, and then chase him to the corner. So he's going to be checking black for sure, try and get a better weapon. Pretty much anything would be better than this glass shard. But now he's in a super bad position. Has no health, no armor, no nothing, really. Just an obsidian broadsword and a pickaxe. And meanwhile, Echaen still 2 levels of heavy glass to his name, along with a 5 damage glass axe. So, Echaen hardly with a care in the world. checking the wrong room, unfortunately. But, again, you know, he's got that shield spell. Probably see him pop it right here. Yeah, there we go. Just popping it again to be sure, and onto Deadringer. Knows he's got a huge lead here as Staekk's just starting his 5-3 and is still in a really precarious position. So just going to be doing lures here. Going to fireball the last build to save a little bit of time though. And going to be going down to his Necrodancer. If he'd save the Gigantism Scroll instead of the need, he could be just digging through the entirety of this stage. He does still have the Glass Shovel though, so yeah, going to be approaching from the side to get the early dig on dig hit on Necrodancer. Gonna pop that shield. Staekk's Deadringer going way off the rails again. Excellent job on Staekk's part to regain control, but this is a huge time loss for him, one that he certainly could not afford, as Echaen is about to finish off this Necrodancer. There's the last hit, just as Staekk finishes up Deadringer. Echaen takes out the Necrodancer and is going to take this set 2-1. And I think what a lot of people would consider a bit of an upset. You know, once again, Echaen having started in Obsidian tier, whereas Staekk was rated high enough to start off in Crystal immediately. So Echaen kind of been the underdog here, but really taking this one away from Staekk. Echaen looking like he really favors the new boss shrine, taking it in 2 of the 3 races. It really paying off for him in 1 race, not so much the other. So it's kind of hard to say, kind of hard to get a reading on how strong the new shrine is, but I'm sure we'll continue to see it in future races.